Hello, friend, and welcome to the 10-Minute Mind Shift Podcast. I'm your host, Janet Cagle, certified life coach, business strategist, and lover of all things related to up-leveling my life and yours. My goal is to help you experience a mind shift that gets you one step closer to your goals, whatever they are. My goal is not to keep you wrapped up in self-help all day, just 10 minutes. And who doesn't have 10 minutes, right? Hello, you beautiful souls, and welcome back to the podcast. I had a question this week about how I'm able to work full-time, coach part-time, train and show a horse, and put out a weekly podcast. Well, that is a great question, and I'm going to do an entire episode about that later, but the exact formula can actually be found in episodes 3, 4, and 5, so go check them out. One of the reasons that I have been able to become such a productivity and time management expert is because of what I have had to grow through. I wasn't born this way. I am a recovering people pleaser, and you can be too. This is episode 24, and people pleasing sucks. I was recently asked to do a workshop, and if you all have been following me for a while, you know my love for teaching and workshops and all things goal setting and getting stuff done, all the things. Seriously, I love it. It's my jam. So when I was asked to teach a workshop, I just said yes because, well, that's what I do. Turns out I didn't really want to say yes to this workshop. I just said yes out of the habit of saying yes. I said yes out of the habit of worrying about what others would think if I said no, out of the habit of people pleasing. What's wrong with that, right? I mean, don't we all do things occasionally that we don't particularly want to do? Sure. I really didn't feel like making the bed this morning, but I did it. I didn't really feel like going for a run today, but I did it. But that's not the same thing. Saying yes to someone or something that you really want to say no to is not the same thing as doing something that you decided to do but don't feel like doing. What's the difference? Your reason why. What is your reason for saying yes? Do you love it? Does it energize you? Turns out my reason was very crappy. And the idea of it drained me. The idea of saying yes to this event when I really meant no started costing me my energy and my sense of alignment. This is probably the number one area of your life in which you feel out of balance, saying yes when you want to say no. I decided that it was time for me to practice what I teach. It was time for me to take my own medicine and remedy my feeling of being out of balance and out of alignment. I decided to change my answer. I didn't change my mind. I had already been a no in my soul. It was my mouth that said yes. I decided to say what I meant, and what I meant to say was no. There are many reasons that we say yes when we mean no. We want to make people think nice things about us. We want to appear willing. We don't want to be judged. We want to fit in. We don't want to feel guilty. We don't want to be talked about. We want to avoid how it would feel if we say no. The reason that we say yes when we mean no is to avoid a feeling. Feelings are the reasons we do everything, either avoiding a feeling or creating a feeling. It is the reason for every single thing that we do or don't do. So here are 2 questions for you the next time this happens to you. When you say yes, when you wanted to say no, ask yourself these questions. What feelings did that create for you? What feelings were you trying to avoid? Go back through my list of reasons why we say yes and see if that was what you were trying to avoid or create. I did this for myself, and here are my answers. Saying yes when I meant to say no created dread and frustration and regret. The feeling that I was trying to avoid was guilt, unwilling, and difficult. Saying yes when you really meant to say no never feels good. Here's what else. Saying yes does not control how other people think and feel about you. You don't have that much power. Saying yes and showing up half-hearted is unkind. Saying yes when you meant to say no is out of alignment with yourself. It's kinder and more authentic to you and to everyone else to say yes when you mean yes and to say no when you mean no. Here is my final thought. What I have discovered is that people really don't want you to say yes when you mean no. If you really want to be thinking about the other person, think of how they would feel if they knew that you really wanted to say no, but you said yes anyway. Really think about that. Do you see what I mean? We think saying yes is kind and loving, but it's not at all. Not to them, and certainly not to you. Not when in your soul it was a no. All right, my friends, I hope that you have the best week ever. That's a wrap of the 10-Minute Mind Shift podcast. I hope that you were able to experience your own mind shift today. Listen, if you're ready to take this work to the next level, I highly recommend Life by Design Academy. It's my one-on-one coaching program that offers you a transformation at the speed of life.